All right. So I'm extremely excited to have my brand new friend, Tracy Beavers, here with me today. We met when I was attending a Zoom meeting of a networking community that both she and I are a part of.
Mhm.
And it's just one of the greatest groups of people because I don't know about you, but like my bubbles are almost all of them are in like the Keep community and like the automation community. So I love stepping my foot in other places and meeting other amazing people.
Yeah.
And Tracy is one of those amazing people. Um,
Thanks.
yeah, so I just, we connected on a group call. We had a connection and decided to chit chat afterwards. Just this is what Zoom and post COVID world is like. You
Right.
meet people on Zoom all the time and build amazing relationships. So it's been great, and I'm excited not only because I just get to spend more time with her, but like to dig deeper into learning more about her entrepreneurial journey. Because I was explaining to her before I hit the record button that the point of this whole show and why I love talking to people and sharing these conversations is that entrepreneurship is one of the hardest and most rewarding and roller coaster experiences there is. And the most important thing is like as you go out and meet new people, you just learn that you're not alone.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true for sure.
Yeah. So we'll start really simple. Tell us about yourself. Like, where do you live? What's your, do you have a family? Tell us
Yeah.
the personal deets first.
Tell you all the things, all the
Yeah.
scoop. So I'm Tracy Beavers, and I'm a business and sales coach, and I live in Little Rock, Arkansas, hence the Southern accent.
Yep.
I am a wife and a mom. We have two kids. They are adults. Emily's almost 23, and Jack is almost 19, which is a mind blower. She is midway through police academy training to be a police officer in our city. And so she's just a little bit of a badass.
Yeah.
I am in awe of her. I'm terrified and proud all at the same time. And our son Jack is a senior in high school. Played varsity football on the offensive line, so he's a large man. And he is going to be getting ready to go to college. We are getting the college acceptance letters in and seeing, where he wants to go and how much is it going to cost and all that other stuff. My husband, John, and I have been married now for, oh gosh, we've been together. Hold on, let me think, 14 years, and been married for 11 of those years. And he has a full-time career also. He's not entrepreneurial, which makes it very interesting because I think he pretty much thought I lost my mind when I decided that I was going to stick my toe in the entrepreneurial pool and see what happened. He was just like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What is happening? So, and I'm of that generation where, I'm in my 50s. And when I was growing up, it was you go to high school, you go to college, you get the W-2 job, and you stay there and you suck it up, buttercup, even if you don't like it. And you spend 40 years there. And then you get a pension and you get a gold watch and a retirement party with a big cake. And then you're retired. And that's it. That's how your life is supposed to go. There it is, right there.
Mhm.
And that is not what happened at all. And I wanted to call my parents and go, this is not what you said was going to
Same.
happen. This is a big lie. So, because I graduated college and I got the job, and I think it was 10 years into the job, that is when it was 2005. It was like 2003 to 2005. That is when corporate America started using words like downsizing, restructuring. We're getting leaner, basically laying people off. And I remember very clearly thinking, holy crap, nobody told me that was going to happen. And at my job, I had a great career as a claims investigator for a major insurance company, living in a small town in Arkansas, had no desire to move because our family was there. And we were told we were going to lose our jobs. We were going to get a severance package, but we were going to lose our jobs unless we wanted to move. And I was like, okay, well, this stinks. And so what I did was I took the severance package, put it in the bank, and I was married to the kid's dad at the time. And my best friend and I, this is the first time I owned a business. My best friend and I decided we were going to sell purses.
Nice.
And they were some super freaking cute purses. Let me tell you, there was nothing on the market like it. And we had a blast. I don't think we made a lot of money, but we had a lot of fun. So that was kind of my first experience with owning my own business. And so it was strictly product, you know, going to trunk shows, all of that, very much boots on the ground, hands on. And then I decided to do network marketing. And that went really well, you know, for a while until I found myself going through a divorce, and I knew that I needed to get back into the W-2 job to get the benefits for the kids and get some money, because I hadn't been working in a full-time job for a while. So I went into banking, and it was great for a while until that old, you know, music started to play of you're not in control of, you know, here we are again. You're not in control of your time. You're not in control of your money. Your compensation can change it. And I was in production roles where it was straight commission. It was eat what you kill, and 12-hour days, highly stressful. And I was like, this is it. This is it. This is what I signed up for. This is my life. I was like, no. And so, I started looking around for other things that I wanted to do. And I actually got back into network marketing. I did what any girl does when she's desperate for an entrepreneurial experience. She signs up with a network marketing company. I still have it, by the way. It's premium skincare. It's a great company, great products. I was highly successful with it. I was in the top 2% of the company. But what I found through that experience has gotten me where I am now. Because what I realized was, what I loved about it the most was teaching, motivating, coaching, and training everybody else on how to build their businesses.
Yeah, it seems like you've been very hands-on even before you just completely owned it and ran with it. Like you've always been serving people and helping people and watching them live their lives freely. And you were like,
right. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I want some of that, you know? And so that's what led me to the business and sales coaching. I had some really good friends who were like, Tracy, you've got to see the writing on the wall. You need to do this. And I was like, you know, sometimes we just can't see our next move because we're in it. And so my friends were like, you need to do this. And I was like, okay, well, all right. And, you know, so here I am. I made it official just over 3 years ago. And I was thinking the other day, I was trying to think of how many business owners I've helped. And I think it's probably close to 75 or 100 in that time period, just really level up and scale their businesses. And it's been just an absolute joy to my heart, because once again, I realized looking back that everything I did, just like you were saying, was serving other people in some capacity and making other people's lives better. And so realizing that it didn't matter what the job title was. If I was serving other people and making other people's lives better, that was what lit me up.
Yeah. So, and it's that retrospection that I'm really interested in, because, you know, and I'm also like only a 2-year-old entrepreneur, and you're 3. We're toddlers,
right?
And that's great. But also, like, those first months are so scary.
Yeah.
And it's thrilling and awful and difficult, and you realize you've bit off more than you can chew, like all of those things, right? And still amazing. So, you know, now that you're 3, and you've served, you know, several dozen businesses, and you're having a great time doing it, what would you tell yourself then that you know now?
Oh gosh, that's a really great question. Breathe. Don't try to eat the entire elephant in the first month of your business. Find a mentor, preferably hire a coach, but do your homework and hire the right one. Because I didn't hire the right one first time out of the box. I hired a lot of wrong people, and I would have, and because I was in a rush, I wanted it now. And so I would breathe, take a beat, think about what I really want, how I want to build the business, and then find somebody that's a match for that. I was just on an Instagram live just a little bit ago with a gal, and we were talking about this. And I said, when it comes to hiring a coach, what's important is, in my opinion, you want somebody that is far enough ahead of you that they can still relate to where you are. If you're just starting out, or you're in year 1 or 2 or 3, and I'm sorry, this is my opinion, and you hire somebody who's 10 years in the business making $7 million a year, I'm sorry, but that person has forgotten what it's like to be you. And you look to that person and you're like, I want a social media manager. I want a VA. I want a website designer. I want a copywriter. I want a 20-person team. Baby, it's too soon for you to have that. You can't have that. You're just figuring out what you want to do. And the way my business has evolved since I started is completely different than what I have now. And so the person that,
oh my gosh, that is
yeah,
so true. Everyone just thinks that they're going to jump in and they know exactly what it's going to be. Honey, it changes every day.
yeah, it does. It evolves and it grows with you. And then you figure out, ooh, I really love this. I don't really love that anymore. That's what I thought I was going to love.
Oh,
And so you want somebody that's far enough ahead of you that they can pull you to where they are, to that next platform of success, but not so far ahead of you that they can't relate to you. And they're doing things that you aren't ready to do and you should not be doing yet. And you also don't want anybody that's right where you are, because you're not going to, an accountability partner. That's nice. A business bestie is great, but you can't rely on that person for true coaching and mentoring and what do I do next, because they don't know. It's great to have somebody to collaborate with and bounce ideas off of. But when it comes to really pulling you forward, that's where a coach or a mentor can really help.
right. So let's talk more about that. So it sounds like your superpower to me is like helping newer businesses prioritize and like
Yeah.
take those steps. So how do you help people prioritize?
Yeah. So it's interesting. So I'm known for marketing and sales. But I also coach on things like time management, smart workflows, the systems and processes of what you've got going on. If you have a team, and if you don't have a team, what are you trying to do by yourself? And so a lot of people will come to me for marketing and sales. And when I start talking to them and diving into their day to day and their business and how things are going, I find out that their time management and their schedule is a train wreck. And it's like, okay, hold on. I can teach you all about marketing and sales, but that's a waste of your time and money, because you're not going to get to anything that I'm teaching you because your schedule is a train wreck. So let's make that the priority. Let's prioritize. Okay, we've got to get your schedule under control, especially for working women. I was coaching a gal in the fourth quarter of last year who she's a massage therapist. She's a wife. She's a mom. They had 3 kids. One is homeschooled. The other 2 are not. She's pretty much the chief cook and bottle washer, picking up the kids, dropping off the kids, homeschooling, doing da 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 da. And she's like, I really want to grow my massage therapy practice and I want more clients, but I don't know how I'm going to make that work. And I was like, okay, I can make that work. I can absolutely make that work. And we literally walked through Monday through Saturday. What does Monday look like? What does Tuesday look like? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we put the kids in, because that's not going anywhere. We put in, is it her time to cook dinner, or is she going to go get a workout? What are those things looking like? Because you don't want to lose yourself in the process, and your family is important. But then there were so many opportunities of time where she could put new clients, and she just didn't see it because she was in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we had to prioritize. That's what I mean by prioritize. We have to, you can't put the cart before the horse.
That's a really great way to put it.
I mean, you can, but you're not going to go anywhere.
I felt the feels earlier when you said, when you're just too close to it. And sometimes it takes a really great mentor or coach, like you said, to it's like looking at a painting. If you're standing this far away from it, you can see the details and you can get stressed out about the details. Take a step back and quite literally look at the big picture.
Yeah.
Well, that fell together nicely.
Yeah, for sure.
The big picture is so hard when you're involved with every little detail, especially startup entrepreneurship. I mean, you're literally in charge of all the things,
Well, and that extra layer of emotion umbrellas the whole thing for the person. I mean, at least I'm able to come in and be completely objective. When I look at your business, I'm like, I don't have your emotion tied to it. I don't have your ego tied to it. Your pride, your paycheck, your bank account, none of those things are tied to it for me. So I can very easily come in and diagnose what's happening because I'm not emotional about it. I'm invested, but I'm not invested as much as you are. That's what makes, in my opinion, that's what makes it difficult for me. People are shocked when they find out that I have a coach. I had a gal ask me the other day, I asked her something like, have you ever considered hiring a business coach? And she was like, oh, I have. I just don't know how it would help me, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I'll never be without a coach. I said, I just hired a new coach. I'm super jazzed about it. And I can totally see how she's going to take me to the next level, the next platform of my business. And she was like, you have a coach? And I was like, yeah. And she did not understand. Like it didn't comprehend. It didn't compute.
Olympians have coaches.
Thank you.
People that are the best at their thing literally in the world.
Yeah, they have several.
With many coaches.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's the same for me, even as a coach. I can't see my own weak spots. I can't see where I am too stressed out to know what my priorities should be.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I literally everything you're saying, I'm like, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yes.
So one thing I would love to hear your approach on is, so my boyfriend, my partner, is also an entrepreneur, and he's a phenomenal salesperson. And I always tell him, I'm like, oh, I hate selling. I hate selling. I hate selling. And he's like, you do it all the time. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, I put myself out there and people come to me. He's like, that's selling. I'm like, no, it's not. I hate it. And it just, the thought of making a sales call and having a sales conversation literally like makes me shiver in my Wisconsin winter boots. So it sounds like you've had a huge amount of success, because I mean, network marketing is all sales, and now you have to sell to eat. I mean, it's your whole life, and you call yourself a sales coach. So what would you say your approach to like effective, authentic selling is?
It's exactly what you just described. He is right. We are all salespeople every day, all day long in some capacity. I like to joke that if you've ever convinced a toddler to wear a coat when it's 30 degrees outside, you're a salesperson. I mean, you are. And, if you've ever, you've had that conversation with your significant other where they're like, where do you want to go to dinner? No, where do you want to go to dinner? No, I want tacos. No, I want a cheeseburger.
Tacos.
That's a sales conversation. So what we have to do, and I was talking about this earlier today on the IG Live with this gal, take the word sales out of it. If you don't want to call yourself a salesperson, don't do it, because there is a connotation of negativity. I don't know if you can see my dog in the background. I apologize. He just got home from daycare.
He's selling me on
he's super hungry, and that's my son. That's family. You know how it goes. Totally. So if someone is uncomfortable with the words, I'm not uncomfortable with the word sales, but I do understand why people are. It has a bad connotation to it. It leaves a bad taste in our mouth. Nobody wants to be a salesperson. Nobody wants to sell anything. And it's because
salesy is bad.
Or be salesy or spammy or annoying. I hear that a lot from my clients. Well, they're going to think I'm annoying. They're going to think I'm being spammy. Yes. They're going to think I'm being aggressive. And I'm like, hold on. Are you an annoying person? No. Are you going to be an annoying person? No. And so you just really have to just take that out of your head. Just let it go. Don't even call it sales. Don't think about the sale. Take the sale out of it. Think about the other person that's in front of you. What do they need? What are they asking for? What are their pain points? Why have they come to you? What problem are they hoping that you can solve for them? That's it. That's all sales is being a problem solver, sharing your knowledge, sharing your expertise. If there's a transaction in there, that's awesome. But the interaction and the relationship has to come first. The transaction will happen as a result of the connection and the relationship you build with that other person. And so salespeople come at you with their message. Buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Nobody likes that. That's why so many times when people walk into a furniture store and the nice person at the front says, hey, can I help you find anything? They're like, no, I'm just looking. They're not looking. They know they want a couch. They're just going to go find it because they don't want to be sold to. They want to buy. They want to buy, but they don't want to be sold to. And there's a big difference. And so if you allow yourself to to meet that person where they are, make that connection. That's why you're good at what you do, because you love people and you want to hear about the other person. And it's almost like the money is secondary to the fun you're having meeting the person.
It really is.
It absolutely is, because it's the same way for me. It's like, I got halfway through a networking meeting with a gal years ago, and all I was doing was skincare. And I was so absorbed in what she was telling me about her business. And we were 45 minutes into this meeting. We have maybe 5 minutes left. And she looks at me and she goes, "Are you even going to tell me about your skincare?" And I was like, "Oh, hold on. I have a business." "That's right. I'm a business person. Just hold on a second. What do you want to know?" And I was just like, I left there thinking, "Tracy, you're an idiot. I made the sale, but I completely forgot I had a business."
I love
So
that.
that's my approach to sales.
So it's really just this is what I'm hearing. It's to like become engrossed with like the relationship and like touching base with them on like what their pain point is
Yeah.
and
What do they
solving
need?
that problem. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? They may not buy from you in that moment, but they're never going to forget you. I was a mortgage loan officer for a number of years, and it was during the refinance boom in 2008, 2009, 2010, when everybody thought they needed to refinance. Like, because that's what the media was telling you.
Yeah.
If you haven't refinanced your home, you're missing out. Okay. So I would have people come to me and be like, "I need to refinance my house." And I'd be like, "Okay." And mind you, I was straight commission. Okay.
Yeah.
So I needed to be taking every deal that came through the door to
Sure.
fatten my paycheck. But that's not how I can do business. I have to be, I just can't do that. And so I would have conversation with them. And my first question was, "What are your financial goals? Besides this transaction, what are your financial goals?" "Well, we want to do this, and we want to save for this college, and we want to put on an addition on our house, and we want to blah, 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 blah." Well, I would run their numbers, and I would be the first one to tell them, say, "Look, this is not in your best interest. I know what the media is telling you, but doing this will not save you money. It's not going to help you get to your financial goal. Now, if you go down the street to the mortgage lender down the street, they're going to do your deal all day long because they're on commission and they're going to take your money. But I'm going to be the first one to tell you that you don't need to do this." And then the other thing I would do is, if I quoted somebody for a refinance or purchase, I would give them all the information. And if they called me back and said, "Well, I found the same thing for 0.5% better," I'd be like, "Take it, take the deal, save yourself money." And you know what? They remembered me for that. I had more people send me their friends and family, not because I did their transaction, but because I was so honest and kind about the whole thing. They're like, "You need to go see her because she's going to be honest with you. And she's going to tell you whether or not what you're doing is smart. And she's going to tell you that if you want to go down the street to shop the rate, these are the things you need to ask." And I would tell them before they left my office, "If you find something else, you call me, you tell me what it is. We're going to make sure it's really apples to apples. And then if it is a better deal, man, I want you to take it."
I love that so much. People talk a lot about, hustle, 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 and then hustle some more. And I don't think enough people talk about give, 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 give,
Yes.
and it will come back on you
Always does.
every time.
Every time. Yeah. And I will flat out tell people, in fact, I said this to a gal last week in a sales call for coaching. She's interested in coaching and she'd never hired a coach before. And I said, "Okay." I said, "Now I'll send you my information. And what I want to leave you with is, I just want you to hire a coach. If that's me, fabulous. Let's do it. I'll do that girly squeal happy dance and we'll get started. But if it's not me, that's okay. But here are the things I want you to ask that person. Here's what I want you to look for." And she was so grateful. But I can't do the hard sell. I just can't do it. But because I don't do the hard sell,
Excuse me.
because I sell with my heart,
Mm-hmm.
it always works. And that's what's made me successful in sales. And so I think when people take that word sales out of it, don't call yourself a salesperson. Don't even think about the transaction. The transaction is a byproduct of whatever connection and relationship you build with that person. It will come if it's supposed to.
You're such a breath of fresh air. One more thing I want to highlight that you've been saying is that if anyone is watching this and they've never had a coach before, you are missing out. I want to emphasize that again and again, whether it's Tracy helping you prioritize, or me helping you with your automation, or and someone you've never met yet. Hopefully you
Yeah.
can meet them through good people. But man, coach. And
Yes.
you might take a minute to find the right one.
Yes.
I know I've spent money on people I was not satisfied with,
Me
but I'm not
too.
embarrassed. It was a journey, and I learned
You know
something.
what?
I learned what I don't like too.
Yes. And even that coach that I hired last year that was on her chapter 35 when I was starting my chapter 1,
Yeah.
that was not a good hire for me. I really can't blame her. I didn't ask the right questions and I didn't know really what I should be expecting. But
Mhm.
even so, I can't beat myself up over that because of what you just said. I learned a lot. I
Mhm.
learned what I don't want. I learned what I don't need. And, that's valuable information. So if people that are watching or listening have made some mistakes,
Mhm.
don't sit in the mistake. Just take what you can learn from it and move on to the next thing.
Mm. Be beautiful. And if people watching just need some more Tracy Beavers, like nuggets of awesomeness, how do people find you or follow you? What's the best place to get info?
Pretty easy to find. I had somebody say to me, "Wow, you're kind of everywhere," and I was like, "I guess maybe I looks like I am."
Nailed
My
it.
my website is tracybeavers.com, and I'm on YouTube. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. That's a great place to find me. Facebook is a great place to find me. I have an awesome Facebook group for entrepreneurs. It's called Be a Confident Entrepreneur, Gain Confidence and Grow Your Income. There's almost 900 people in the group.
Can I be in
And
it?
yeah, I think you are. If you're not, we need to get you in
Yeah.
there. Because I let people talk about what they do. I want you to come into the group. I want you to introduce yourself. I want you to promote what you do because there's so many entrepreneurs that need help and we need good people to help them. And I don't let
Mhm.
jerks in my group. If you're a spammy Tammy or somebody who's going to come in and try to just, shove your products down our throat, I'm going to be like, nope, out. So the people that I want in the community are people like you and I that are heart-centered, that are authentic, that will tell you the truth about what you need and what you don't need. And so that's the kind of supportive community that I'm working so hard to build. So that's a great place to find me too.
I love that. And of course, I'm friends with Tammy, so you can just check my friends, search for Tracy Beavers. So that's amazing. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
sharing all that. Your journey is
thanks.
awesome, and everyone can take a nugget from. There was a lot. We talked about a lot today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, this was so much fun. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you.